Hello, my lovely people. Welcome back. We are on 12 day 12 of our Mind Yoga Challenge for November. Again, what a great cause. I'm sure we've all been affected by someone who's had mental health problems in their life, or maybe we've experienced them ourselves. So this is just a really nice challenge just to help out that charity that does so much good. And also it's really good for us and our mind and our body. So well done for making it to day 12. I mean, we can just take a moment just to reflect and think, wow, 12 days consecutively of doing yoga, making that time for ourselves, it is possible. So it'd be nice if we could take even a snippet of this into the rest of the year, even though we've only got December left, but you know what I mean, taking it into the future, just taking those little moments for ourselves, just to do something we enjoy doing and something that relaxes the mind and the body. So I will crack on with today's practice. So today we're just going to do some nice standing poses with a few mild twists. If you are pregnant, we'll just give you the variation of what we do, but you just won't be putting the twist in it. So you can keep up with that. But as always, let's get ourselves comfortable in a seat, just so we can ground into our practice, into our moments, into our bodies. So again, only if it's comfortable for you, just bring your eyes to a close. Or if that doesn't feel right, then just maybe staring down to a point slightly in front of you. Again, picking up on the drishti, that point of focus. I'm going to start off just by taking 3 nice deep inhales and exhales, in and out through the nose. And after that final deep inhale and exhale out through the nose, just let your breath return to normal. Maybe with your eyes still closed or focused on that point in front of you, we're just going to start doing some nice shoulder rolls. So rolling them up and back on the inhale and down and forward on the exhale. So rolling them forward and up on the inhale and backwards and down on the exhale. So bringing the movement and the breath all into unity already, right at the beginning of the practice. We'll start as we mean to go on. And just let the shoulders rest the next time they come down. And if it feels good, maybe just asking the question to yourself, what am I grateful for? Now I tell you to ask a question, but I'm also going to ask you not to give any answers. Don't try and force any answers. Just simply asking the question with no expectations of the answers. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Just let that question sink in. Then we can all drop our chin in towards our chest. And if our eyes have been closed, we're just going to blink them open to a point in front of us before returning the gaze into the room. And before we go into our bigger stretches, our bigger poses, we're just going to warm up our body as we always do. So in a comfortable seat. Today I'm actually sitting on a bolster, but you can sit on the floor or on a chair or on some blocks or on cushions. I'm just doing it today just to elevate my hips just above my knees, just because I fancy a change and it feels great. And why not? So when we're ready, with the inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, fingertips and palms to touch to the top. Exhale to float them all the way back down, just warming up those back muscles, those arm muscles. So inhale, float up. And exhale, we float them all the way back down. You're probably noticing that you've got different timing to me, and that's great. It means you're following your own body's rhythm, which will be different to mine. And again, making sure our movements just go with that breath. The breath initiates the movement. Next time we come up, we're going to stay there. And we're going to do a nice mild twist. So if you are pregnant, just taking this ever so gently on the twist. So the exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down onto that left thigh and the right arm out behind. Now this may be enough of a twist for you today. In all means, just stay there, channeling into your breath. Or if you're not pregnant and you want a slightly greater twist, but remember, no pain and never any pain. So inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, we can start rotating along the axis of our spine. So twisting the body around to the left side, keeping that spine nice and straight. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to rotate. And if you are sitting on the floor, we're just going to try and bring that left hand as close to the spine as we can, just so we can make sure that we're still sitting nice and upright and we're not leaning too far back. And your choice of gaze, you can either keep it nice and neutral, or you can send the gaze over towards that left shoulder. And just remembering to breathe here. With your next inhale, slowly and twisting, we're going to raise the hands back up to center. On the exhale, we're going to send them the other way, so bring the left hand down onto the right knee and the right hand out behind. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to rotate. Just being considerate of your body and your own limitations. Remembering to take the option that feels good for you. So again, you can either keep your gaze neutral or send that chin towards that right shoulder and gaze over that right shoulder. And when you're ready, with an inhale, we're going to bring the hands all the way back up to center. Fingertips and palms are touch at the top. And then exhale, draw the hands down the midline of the body. We're going to rest them there at our heart center, as we have done in many of our practice in the last 11 days. We're going to try and think about an intention or a desire. And we're just going to seal that desire in this moment with our hands in this mudra. And when you're ready, we can release the hands all the way down. We're going to make our way up onto our feet now. I'm going to keep the block bolster handy, but if you do have a block, you can keep that handy too. You don't necessarily need one, it's just always nice to have props just in case. We're going to start off with a nice wide-legged pose. So if you have a block or a bolster, just placing it just in front of you, standing on the widest part of the mat. We're going to take our legs to a nice wide stance. We're looking for maybe one of your own legs distances apart. But again, as in yoga, it's what feels good for you. So if you prefer a much wider stance, then go ahead and go for it, as long as it doesn't cause you any pain. If you prefer a shorter stance, again, your option, your body, your practice. So just making sure that the legs are spread to a nice comfortable level. We just want to make sure that the outside edges of our feet are in line with the outside edges of the mat, just making sure that our hips are in the right position. When you're ready, we're going to do a beautiful breath up again. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring those hands down towards that heart center. I'm going to pause there. Inhale again. And on the exhale, we're going to start hinging forward at the hips. Coming into a half forward fold. If you need to take an inhale, just pause. Take that breath in. And then exhale to continue down until you get that half forward fold. So now you have the option to keep your hands here, or you might want to bring the hands down onto the floor, or onto a bolster, or onto blocks, whichever feels good. Just allowing the head and the neck to become heavy, allowing gravity to do its thing, just as we start stretching the backs of the legs. We just want to be aware that we're sending some of our weight into the balls of our toes rather than towards the heels. This just means that we can get our hips in line over our ankles. We're not sending our butt too far backwards. So again, just resting in this pose. If you do want to take it any deeper, I'm just going to go and widen my legs. You can start walking the hands in towards the midline of the body, so coming underneath the body. And again, option to stay here, or for an even deeper stretch, you can start bending those elbows. But just remember that the strength and the stability is coming from the feet and the legs, and this allows the top half of the body to truly relax into the pose, allowing gravity to do its thing, making sure the muscles on the face are nice and relaxed. And just enjoying this nice stretch as we continue to breathe freely and easily. If you find that your breath is becoming raggedy or forced, just bringing yourself out of it ever so slightly, maybe coming back into that half forward fold. Remembering to keep that body in that nice parasympathetic nervous system response, that rest and digest, no stress. Taking in another breath here. And then on the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands slowly onto our hips. Bend those knees comfortably. Really engage those abdominal muscles. Pull that belly button in towards the spine as we slowly bring ourselves back up into an upright position. We're going to do that again, but this time we're going to bring in a twist. So again, having that bolster or that block handy is always good. If you are pregnant, maybe avoiding the twist and just going into that wide forward fold once more. So inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead, fingertips and palms a touch. And this time I'm going to exhale, I'm going to start hinging forward at the hips. I'm going to dive those hands forward at the same point. When we get halfway, maybe taking a pause, taking that inhale. And then exhale to continue all the way down. Releasing the hands down onto the floor or onto the block. I'm going to show you with my bolster now, because if your hands don't meet the floor, you make the floor meet the hands. So we're going to place our left hand either on the floor or on a block or on a bolster directly underneath our chin. On the inhale, sweeping that right hand, we're going to place it on the flat part of our lower back, making sure that spine is nice and straight and really pushing forward to the wall in front with the crown of our head. On the inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. On the exhale, we're going to start rotating over towards our right side. Working with the breath. When you need to take an inhale, pause. Imagine lengthening the spine. And on the exhale, we start the rotation. And if you feel like you can get that right shoulder over that left shoulder, you might want to release that right hand up towards the sky. And again, your choice of gaze. You can either keep it nice and neutral or spinning your gaze up towards those fingers on the right hand. Just remembering to breathe here. Whichever version of the pose you've taken. Remembering to be kind to the body, enjoying the stretch, but with no pain. After your next lovely inhale, we're just going to slowly float that right hand all the way back down. And we're going to allow it to take the place of the left hand, either on the block, the bolster, or the floor in front. On the inhale, we're going to sweep the left hand onto the lower part of that back once more. So inhale, imagine creating spaces in between each vertebrae along the spine. And then exhale, start rotating over to the left. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to rotate. And if you feel like you can get that left shoulder over that right shoulder, releasing that left hand up towards the sky. And then taking your choice of gaze. You have got that left hand up towards the sky, maybe spreading the fingers nice and wide. Take one more breath here. And on the exhale, slowly float that left hand all the way back down. Bring both hands either onto the floor or the block or the bolster. With the inhale, we're going to bend our knees generously, bring our hands onto our hips, and then slowly and consciously engaging the abdominal muscles, bringing that torso all the way back up into an upright position. That's lovely. We're going to shimmy the feet in ever so slightly. And then, if it feels, again, finding the leg distance is whatever's comfortable for you. We are going to do another stretch in this pose, but this time placing the hands on the inside of the thighs, we're going to just rotate our legs outwards. So we're going to send the toes to the corner edges of the mat, but we want the rotation to start all the way up here, which is why I said to put your hands up here, because it's very easy just to flick the ankles. But actually, to get the benefits out of this pose, we want the rotation to start all the way up here. So really mindfully sending those toes to the outside edges, the outside corners of the mat, just sort of open up those hips. I'm going to do just a nice breath here, just to relax those shoulders down away from the ears. And when you're ready, inhale, we're going to open the arms wide, sending the palms up towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to start sitting down in our seat, so bending the knees and dropping those sit bones down towards the floor. We're going to try and keep that torso upright as we can. When you feel like you've mastered a nice stretch, we're just going to pause here, remembering to breathe. And for some of you, you may be only getting to here, and that's fine, that's absolutely fine. That's where your body is today, so just be happy. As long as you're feeling a nice stretch, there's no need to go any deeper. And we're going to go and give ourselves a great big hug to congratulate ourselves on our progress so far. So bring the left hand underneath the right. We're going to just give ourselves a hug, hands resting on the shoulders. With the next inhale, bringing the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Again, option to stay here, or you may want to progress the pose further by bringing the forearms, back of the forearms to touch. Maybe even hands to touch. All for a while, we're just going to remember to breathe. Remembering to split out the weight in all four corners of each foot. Making sure we're still engaging those abdominal muscles. And most importantly of all, making sure we're still breathing. On the next inhale, we're going to send the arms out wide, palms facing up. And then the exhale, we're going to start straightening the legs, bring the hands all the way back down. Walking the feet in towards one another. And just to break that up, we're going to do a nice sun breath. So inhale, just sweep the arms up and overhead. Fingertips or palms to touch the top. Exhale, we hinge forward at the hips, diving forward. Bring the hands towards the floor. They may make it to the floor, they may not. Coming into our forward fold. Inhaling, hands to shins, coming to our half forward fold. Light on our chest, shining to the floor in front. And then on our exhale, releasing all the way back down. Inhale, sweep the arms round up. And overhead, fingertips or palms to touch. And exhale, just drawing those hands down the midline of the body. Coming back to that prayer pose by our heart. And using this as a nice opportunity to remember our intention once more. We're going to go into that goddess pose one more time. So this time bringing the legs out wide once more. And again, just to make me happy, we're just going to place our hands on the inside of the thighs as we slowly spin the toes out to the corner edges of the mat, making sure the rotation comes from up here. Hands on the hips this time, taking a nice inhale to open up through the chest. And then on the exhale, start bending the knees, sending those sit bones all the way down. Keeping that torso nice and upright, not leaning too far forward or too far back. And inhale to open the arms out wide, palms facing up. This time we're going to give ourselves a great big hug, but bringing the right arm underneath the left arm this time, placing the hands on alternate shoulders. Inhale to lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. And of course you can stay here in this beautiful embrace that you're giving yourselves, or you can bring the forearms up to touch, and maybe the palms of the hands to touch. Noticing that you might find this one easier on this side or harder. Just putting that down to nobody's body is perfectly symmetrical. It wouldn't be fun if it was, I don't think. But I'm just going to remember to breathe. Feel the sensations in the legs and the body. Noticing our breath. On the next inhale, taking the arms out wide. And then the exhale, lowering the hands down, straightening the legs. Woo! And walk the feet in towards one another. And I think that's enough for our practice today. So I'll come back and join you. I'll keep my bolster along with me. It's been a longer one today, I do apologise. Didn't mean to do that. But we'll finish up our practice with our 4 intentions once more. So placing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Setting our intention for a joyful and energetic body. Bottom hand to the heart center. Setting our intention for a loving and compassionate heart. Bringing the hands out in front, fingertips to touch. And the palms of the hands away from one another, shoulders drop down away from the ears. Sending your focus to that third eye center. We set our intention for a clear, reflective and alert mind. Base of the hands touch and we open just the 3 middle fingers. And tuning into our energy field surrounding our body, we set our final intention to have lightness in our being. Bringing the hands to close in our prayer pose, drawing the prayer towards our heart. Thanking you for joining me again on another day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. From my heart to yours, Namaste.